All right, I'm about to tell you something that's going to be a little controversial, and that is, what's the easiest boat to roll? Well, there's a wide variety of different opinions out there, but there's one very simple bottom line. What's the bottom line? The bottom line is that if you've got a paddle in your hand, or even if you don't, and you've got a good hip snap, there's not a boat that's more or less your size that you can't roll extremely easily. The difference between rolling one boat and another boat maybe has a difference of 1, 2, 3% difference in the amount of force it takes, if that. However, the difference between people's ability to roll one boat or another is huge. Now, why is that? The reason is simple, and we've already learned it. Anytime you experience something that's different than you're used to, what are you going to do? You're going to lose focus on the task at hand. And what is that? Head down and hips. You're going to lift your head. Your head weighs 13 pounds. Your body, like my body, weighs 160 pounds. If I lift my head and body out of the water in the middle of my roll, that's going to kill my roll. I'm not going to make it, right? If my boat takes 1, 2, or 3 pounds more to rotate right side up, is that going to make a difference? Not a difference at all. In fact, you can roll just about any boat with one hand behind your back and one hand. One hand is all you need to roll any boat on the market for your size out there. All right? So why do people miss rolls when they change boats? They lose their focus on their task at hand. Anytime that you think that your boat is hard to roll, you're right. Why? Because you're making it hard. You're trying too hard. You're not focusing on the task at hand, which is doing the roll properly. So here's what I recommend every time you change boats. Every time you change boats, you need to go to the side of the pool or your friend's boat. You need to practice a few hip snaps first. You need to get the feel of what that boat feels like. Just like when you tip over in an eddy line to feel what that feels like, you need to practice your hip snap before you roll a new boat. Outfitting is also a huge deal. If you get in a boat that doesn't have hip pads and your last boat had really tight hip pads, you're going to feel all loose in the boat, your butt's going to come off the seat, you're going to have a hard time rolling it. Make sure your boat's properly outfitted. The hip pad should be just tight enough that your butt doesn't move side to side, your feet should be securely on some kind of braces, and your knees should be padded and supported. Don't forget, you need to have a back band keeping you from moving backwards as well. So if your boat's outfitted, you're good to go. Bottom line is, there's no such thing as I missed a roll because of my boat. I've statistically proven from all my lessons over the years, starting with teaching in mirages and dancers all the way up to the latest boats, that people learn at exactly the same rate they've always learned. And their success rate is exactly the same. And the reasons they make or miss rolls are exactly the same. It's simply focus on the task at hand and a proper hip snap. Remember that. You should be in a boat that's right for what you want to do in the river. If you're having any trouble rolling the boat you're in, you're having trouble with your roll, not with your boat.